Hello everyone! So, I played the campaign recently, and I realized that I thoroughly don't like it. Now, I could have made a video talking about why I do or don't like the campaign and some of the issues I had with the writing and some of the character design or the level design. I didn't want to do any of that as it was a lot of work, and it would make me actually question whether or not my reasons for not liking the campaign are valid. Anyway, I wanted to make a video about the various pieces of military incompetency throughout the Titanfall 2 campaign. I was consistently put off by the terrible planning and stupidity the military leaders in Titanfall exhibit and wanted to talk about each and every one of them. But there's so many that I just had to pick a couple to talk about, really the big ones. I want to say that this is mostly a poking fun video before we get into it, and I understand that a lot of these decisions I will be talking about happen the way they happen for gameplay purposes. However, that doesn't mean I will pass up a chance to spend multiple minutes roasting Sarah Briggs, because, she's the worst. Anyway, but first, let's quickly talk about the three people who aren't terrible at their jobs in this campaign. Those people are Jack, Draws, and Davis. To be fair, all of the 6-4 are quite competent, but Draws and Davis are especially cool because during the mission The Ark, while you're on board the Malta, Draws and Davis give you very good covering fire using freaking L-stars. Props to them for hitting shots using a projectile weapon while both ships are moving. Also, shout out to Jack for being a protagonist. He theoretically doesn't die throughout the entirety of the story. He kills all the predators except Blisk and can shred through grunts. He's incredibly competent. Jack's skill brings up some issues with the militia, but we'll save those for later. First, let's quickly talk about Blisk's dumbest tactical decision throughout the game. Can you guess it? It's that even after Kane and Ash die, he proceeds to let Jack fight each predator one at a time. The two times this really makes no sense are during the Richter and Sloan fights. Kane and Ash are both stationed at different places, but during the Richter fight, Richter drops down, which implies that the Predator ship is above the beacon. Viper also doesn't seem to have been deployed yet and is most likely nearby. They should be sending both Richter and Viper, or even Richter and Sloan, down. If they do, fighting both of them at once would have made the fight impossible even for protagonist Jack and his protagonist robot. However, Blisk lets Jack fight Richter and then fight Viper, and he kills both. For supposedly founding a battle royale game that's basically all about third-partying, Blisk sure seems to believe in the importance of 1v1s in this. Also, after Sloan's fight, Blisk straight up comes back. So why didn't he just help Sloan during that fight? If he was nearby, they could have easily 2v1 Jack. Also, this wouldn't have even been the first time the Preds 2v1 someone. They killed Lastimosa by 3v1ing him and outflanking him. I just don't understand what could have possibly been going through Blisk's head to make these dumb plays. But enough about Blisk, let's get to the really juicy part. The bit some of you have probably been waiting for. Let's talk about the dumb decisions the militia made. Oh my gosh, where to start? Okay, first, I would like to say that I have about 700 hours of gameplay in Titanfall overall, and I can get a 24 on the Gauntlet. Now, this puts me above every listed officer on the Gauntlet. Lastimosa refers to these pilots as the best in the SRS. Aside from the Ar-Hakik character and Game Sager, all of these pilot times are absolute garbage if they supposedly have had rigorous training. They get 35 seconds straight up to 1 minute long times, and they're the best in the militia. Lastimosa was with BT for over 3 years. How in the hell is he worse than Jack after only a few hundred hours of training? The pilots in the militia are just bad at being pilots. Oh, also, Lastimosa is secretly training Jack for some reason. This implies that Jack couldn't pass whatever requirements he needed to get into a pilot program the regular way. So if he couldn't get into pilot school or whatever, then why is he better than every pilot in the militia? How poor is the pilot training for the SRS? If it doesn't let in one of the only competent pilots you see in the entire game, and spits out pilots who are just terrible at movement, what even is the point of a pilot program? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, impatient, they just spend more time in Titans because being in a Titan is more tactically advantageous. Well, their Titan strategy sucks too. Lieutenant Shaver in Blood and Rust can literally die from a single IMC brute. A Titan with less health than Shaver's tone. Everyone in the SRS is bad at Titans too. Also, concerning Titans, Sarah makes arguably her dumbest decision in the entire story concerning Titans when she decides to drop the SRS Titans in trial by fire in front of the turrets instead of just dropping them behind enemy lines. The ship they drop from doesn't seem to be excessively large, and it would have made way more sense to drop these Titans behind the turrets. Dropping them in front of the turrets allowed enemy Titans to shoot at the SRS for like 20 seconds before the SRS Titans could break enemy lines. In this clip, I even looked up to see if there were any obstructions above enemy lines, and there weren't. Sarah just decided to drop us so that we would all die by the time we finally got to the enemy Titans. Like, what the hell, Sarah? Also, Sarah says that there is a second Vanguard Titan she has in the racks for us. She uses it once BT's main chassis has been destroyed. My question is, why didn't she put a competent pilot into the Vanguard to actually help us out against Viper, Blisk, and Sloan instead of just letting one of the very expensive Vanguard chassis get brutalized? She basically let BT's first chassis die for nothing. Oh, that's right. The reason she didn't put any pilots into that Vanguard chassis is because we are somehow the best pilot in the SRS. There are no half fucking decent pilots in the entirety of the militia. Moving on. In addition, we see that our Vanguard class Titan has a sear kit. This kit has a smart pistol. Why is the militia not using smart pistols? Let's assume that there's limited availability and they're only given to Vanguard certified pilots. Still, why aren't we using it the whole campaign? I understand it's a gameplay choice and you can't give us a smart pistol, but for real, like, the smart pistol seems to fire a very similar round to the P20, which means ammo is all over the place. Everybody has P20 ammo. So, if that's the case, BT should have given us the smart pistol as soon as he could have. Also, this would have let us shoot the freaking Predators when they get out of their Titans to make their monologues. Like, from a tactical standpoint, it makes no sense that we don't have access to this until the end of the game. Oh, quick shoutouts to Sloan for maybe being an even dumber Predator than Blisk is. She's also the only one that actively managed to cause her own death. Sloan is theoretically an incredibly well-established bounty hunter. She salvages Titans regularly. She should know how one works. So why is it that when she attempts to kill BT, she just shoots him in the back? Why doesn't she shoot him in the sear kit? Again, gameplay, we want to have, a few more minutes with our bestest boy, but like, you could have completely kept Jack from doing anything if you had just actually shot the sear kit. So good on you, Sloan. You might be the dumbest Predator, even dumber than Blisk. Oh, yeah. Also, let's talk about Anderson for a second. Anderson, the one we're supposed to rendezvous with for the whole story. Total idiot. Let's talk about what he did in the research facility, right? First, it's an extremely dangerous recon mission. And when you're going on a dangerous mission, the first thing I think is, all I need is a wingman. I'm kidding, I don't think that, but apparently Anderson did. Anderson brought nothing but a wingman, one of the worst guns in the game, and he brought literally nothing else. Oh, and then he almost loses to a single grunt. There's literally, in that cutscene, he almost gets killed by a grunt, a singular grunt. Best in the SRS, you guys. The fact that a pilot would ever, at any level of, skill, struggle to kill a grunt who only has a wingman makes me worried for the entirety of the militia. No wonder we're the losing side. Oh my god. All in all, there were, multiple other times people made really stupid choices in this story, but I don't want to make a 2.5 hour long video, and this video is already, over 10 minutes long. So I'm probably going to call it here. If you want to yell at me about how everything I've said is wrong and it's all gameplay choices and impatient, you're stupid and I hate you, okay. comment down below. It helps the algorithm find me or something. Anyways, once again, don't want to condescend, not going to tell you to do the YouTube stuff. You know where to find me, you know what to do, you know what to click. Twitch link in the description. Anyways, chat, thank you for letting me rant at you for quite a bit about why I think every military leader in Titanfall was pretty damn stupid. Anyways, without further ado, take care and stay impatient.